Hello friends, welcome to this video in which I'm doing for Pugna.com, and I'm also going to be posting this on my YouTube channel, and there's two reasons for that. The first one is don't tell me how to live my life, you're not my real dad, and the second one is I see a lot of people posting on social media these clips of usually their favorite streamer gets like hooked, and it's this slow motion video of like kind of like a hook, you know, looping around like a couple units and then getting the streamer, and it's always really funny. And usually people say things like "Ice Frog, please," like "How is this happening?" "Nerf Pudge," etc., etc. But usually when I see these, I actually see something that is conducive to how I believe Hook works, mechanically speaking. So I thought I would post this video and kind of explain how Hook actually works, at least in my opinion, as a longtime Pudge player. So essentially, when you throw out a hook, you throw out this hook model that from the center of the hook model, you have a 100 radius latch range that is just a simple circle, and essentially this circle travels outwards and it goes until the center of the circle is at the radius of this this green circle here, which is the range of the hook. So that means you actually get a little bit of an extension outward and to the left and the right. Of course, it's a circle, so you get always. But the very first thing that this circle comes in contact with in terms of enemy hitboxes is the thing that the hook will attach to and pull back. So that's why sometimes you see a hero being hooked in a creep wave or being hooked amongst a bunch of other heroes, and it's usually because their hitbox is sticking out a little bit farther than the other heroes, and this latch range is coming into play. So you can see here that if I highlight both of these units, this axe is clearly out of range of hook, right? You would think it wouldn't hit him, but that's actually wrong. This hook is going to hit him because he's within that 100. His hitbox, which is the circle, is in that 100 unit radius latch range. So if I just throw this hook here, it's gonna hit him. So I pulled him, and you kind of saw it jump to him there, and that's the jumping of the latching in play. So your response to this might be something along the lines of, "Jenkins, this seems like useless information. How could you possibly use this in a game to do better? Like, why don't you get a real job and stop being a useless bum?" And my response to that is, I'm trying to find one. Nobody wants to hire me. And also, this is actually quite useful. And consider this hypothetical situation which I put myself in this practice lobby. So this axe is, once again, he's out of hook range. But if I abuse this 100 latch range, I can still get him. But if I don't know about the latch range, and I just try to target right on top of the axe, my hero's going to run in like a ridiculous direction, and I'm not even going to let him continue because, you know, I'm out of position at that point. You know, I want to hook him here, and if I know the latch range, I just throw it in front of him. I kind of just assume that the latch range is going to get him, and then of course, lo and behold, here he is in this nook, and you know he's ready to get massacred by my team. So if you don't know this mechanic, essentially you're going to find your hero walking in all sorts of which ways and directions that you don't want him to. And in the real map, outside of a practice lobby, there's a lot of places where this is useful, hooking across river, hooking onto high ground, essentially anywhere where there's something that's blocking your pathing, and knowing about the latch range is obviously very useful. So at the start of the video, I talked about these clips that you see of people kind of like miracle hooking around people and curving and hitting a particular hero in a group of heroes that you just would not expect. And usually it's a result of this hook clipping thing where the circle of the hook first intersects with a particular hitbox. And here I am in a lobby, and I'm just going to simulate it for you and show you how you can intentionally do it in games and hit a lot of hooks that you otherwise wouldn't hit if you didn't know how the mechanic worked. So I have two axes here, and if I want to hook this guy behind the axe in front, so I want to hook the axe on top, a lot of people would say that this is like impossible. It's definitely not, because if you know the hook clipping mechanic, it's actually a very easy hook, especially because they're not moving. But if I were to throw it directly at the axe that I want, which is this top dude, and I just click on him, clearly I hit the guy who's in front, right? There's like no surprise there. But if I move him kind of back to the same position, I'll even make it a little harder. Yeah, that looks kind of hard. Alright, so now if I highlight all these units and I look at their hitboxes, it almost becomes very clear that if I'm thinking of it in terms of throwing a circular hitbox out from Pudge, that there is a possible angle that I can hit this top axe with the circle first. And of course I'm going to do it here. So all I do is, instead of angling it right for him, I kind of angle it so that it misses the first axe and clips for the second one. So this is going to be a hard one, I think. But so I got him, and it looks ridiculous. It does look like it curves, but it's totally conducive to how the mechanic works. And you might think that this is like impossible to pull off in games, and I will say that it's definitely not the easiest thing. I'm not saying it's like supposed to be easy, and there's a lot of luck involved, especially if people are moving. But there are a lot of games where this does come into play, and you can hit hooks that otherwise you couldn't. And I'm gonna show you a clip right after this one of a game where I did that very recently. So here I am in this clip that I was talking about, and to give you a little context on this clip, this was a 6 to 7K average MMR USC's pub game, and we were winning pretty handily. It was 30-11, so we were just pushing a tier 2 tower bottom. We got it, and I told my team, like, stick around, guys. I think I can hook somebody, and probably we can push racks, because it's very typical for a lot of people to just passively farm a creep wave after an enemy team has pushed a tower. Because a lot of the times they leave and they'll just disperse and push other lanes. So I'm going to show you this clip in fast motion, and this is kind of one of those clips where it looks like I'm like hooking through a creep wave to hit somebody, but this was like fully intentional in this game, and actually abused the mechanics that I talked about in the previous clip to hit this hook. And of course, I'll just show you quickly. So this dude walks up, this Legion commander, and he actually feels protected because he's surrounded by the creep wave. And I noticed he's killing this creep, and I just throw the hook because her hitbox is sticking out more than the other ones. So we kill her, and we push racks. And I'm actually going to show you this in slow motion, just so I can kind of fully explain what's going on here. So when I was standing here, I noticed that he was standing in the creep wave. Of course, we have Clockwork and Pudge, so he feels safe being surrounded by creeps in a wave because he thinks he's not going to be a good target to hook. But I noticed that the way he's standing in this creep wave, he actually is a good target, and he's killing the only creep that's blocking him from getting hooked by me. So the reason that he's possible to be hooked right now is because I'm actually going to play it a little bit because there's some animation stuff going on. Okay, so he killed that creep. I was waiting for him to kill that creep, and he hasn't changed position at all. So I noticed that there's this top creep. This thing's like not even in the way. It's kind of far away from him, to be honest. So this one's not a problem. This middle one, you would think that if I threw the hook kind of where I'm aiming right now, it would hit this middle one. But what I notice is the Legion Commander is standing slightly to the left of this creep, and the Legion Commander's hitbox, being a hero, is actually larger than that of a creep. So her circle, the circle that's going to intersect with my hook, is actually sticking out a little bit more than the creep that looks like it's in front of her. And the only creep that could actually cause me a problem is this one here, because I think it's actually standing a little more to the left. So if I had hooked a little more to the bottom here instead of aiming where I'm aiming right now, and I think I actually move it up a bit because of this. So let's see. So yeah, so you see me before I hook, I kind of move it up a bit because I realize that this one is sticking out a little bit more to the left, and it might get in front. But I noticed if I threw it up, I would actually just freely hit this Legion Commander because her hitbox is sticking out a little bit more. And luckily enough, I was right in these assumptions, and we end up killing her and pushing rocks. And of course, we're winning this game anyway. So it's, you know, but small plays like this do matter, and they can win you a lot of games. So I hope this whole video was useful. If you find it useful, I would really appreciate if you subscribe. And if you are interested in seeing any more Pudge content or offlane content or whatever, I do videos for Pugna.com, and I'll post the link in the description. But I do plan on posting a lot more on my YouTube channel as well, and being more active with content. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.